Uh, my name is Danny Kim. I would like to this time I would like to give you some general information to completing the Korean Organic Certification application form. So in order to apply for the Korean Organic Certification, because without Korean certificates, even though it's certified by local certifiers like NOP, EU, JAS, it's organic, but in order to export to Korea, Korean Organic Certification is necessary because Korean government required the Korean Organic Certification certificate. That's why in order to export the product to Korea, you have to apply for the Korean Organic Certification. So in order to apply for the certification, you have to complete the application form first. So when you receive the application form, you will see just one Excel form. So because the necessary forms are merged into this Excel file, and so please fill out all the sheets from tab 1 to the 6 without any empty cell, sheet from 1 to sheet number 6. So after completing this form, please don't convert this file to a PDF, but just submit this Excel file itself, because just in case if you need to adjust or revise this form, it's easier for us to revise or adjust some contents, and the final version could be converted to the PDF. Okay, when you save this file, after completing this file, please add the consequent number at the last of the file name to identify its version. So whenever you save, please give a consequent number at the end of file name, version 1, version 2, version 3. That makes us easier to identify which is the final version. And the sheets are maybe locked with the password to protect the form. Please use the password DCOK. DCOK is the password if you need to unlock this the sheet. Or the sheets in this file should be completed by English. Otherwise, this application will not accept it. Some applicants just fill out this form in Spanish. It will not be accepted. It should be written by English. Okay, before start to complete this form, you may need to download some applicable materials from our file station. So please just click on this link, and this link will open our file station, and then you can download applicable materials from our file station. So our link will open the file station, and you will find the application form form and certification materials, like application form something. This form you can download from this link again. Okay. And the agreement and the contract. Download the agreement and contract and have sign on them, and send back to DCOK with this application form. So agreement and contract should be signed with this form. The Korea Organic Certification Standard. You have to download this file from our file station and download certification standard and detail the standard and read it carefully. You have to read at least once. You have to read this standard. So allow material list and read it carefully, and then during audits, inspector will check whether operator has this applicable standard or not. And the next one is important thing is the labeling standard. Since you have to provide your Korea certification label plan on your organic system plan, you should read the labeling standard carefully before you complete this OSB. Inspector will ask you to provide a sample of Korea Organic labeling plan, including certification logo, certifier's name, and certification number. So for the first time, you have to prepare the sample, but it may be maybe inspector will give you some instructions during the audit. But the second year renewal application, you have to prepare your current Korea Organic Certification labeling plan, and then you have to submit it, or you have to show it to the inspectors, and then it must be checked with whether the contents are in compliance to the standard or not. Especially certifier's name and certification number is important on your labeling. Please read the download labeling standard and then read it carefully. And test requirement. Before completing this form, you should know what test is required to the Korean standard. So read carefully the testing requirement and prepare relevant test report or affidavits. Mostly required sample testing are as below follows. Soil nutrition fact analysis. Since the most farms are using agricultural inputs or the soil amendments, a regular based soil nutrition test is required according to the Korea regulation standard. If nothing used, if not nothing, if no inputs are used, then it's not necessary. But in most of the cases, soil regular based soil testing is important. So you have to prepare the latest soil and nutrition fact analysis. Without this certificate, this analysis, Korean certificate will not be granted. So after water test report result, the water is continually irrigated. Then, if water is continually irrigated during the crop period, then the water test result will be required. But even if the test had been done a long time ago, it would be useful. This means that the latest water test result will be enough. It's very useful if it's less than 5 years. So for the if water test has been done for the past within 5 years, please submit it. Please prepare the sample test result for the water. Antibiotic and heavy metal test result for the animal manure. This one is if non-certified animal manure is used, then antibiotic and heavy metal test result would be required for the manure. Even if it's fully composted, which means if it's already certified by the NOP or the other local certifier, still it's not enough to qualify to comply to the Korean standard. Korean standard is asking the certificate for the mother farm. If the animals are not certified, then the manure is not certified yet. So if its mother farm is not certified, the animal manure must be tested for the antibiotics and heavy metal test. So if you are using the animal manure on your farm, you have to prepare. And then if it's organic, if it's from your own farm, that's considered as organic. So the test result is not required. But if it's came from the other source and the mother farm is not certified as organic, then this antibiotic test and heavy metal test will be required for the animal manure. Okay, we'll see this later. And management related documents. Read carefully the regulation of the management related documents and prepare relevant documents. As for all the agricultural inputs which are mentioned on the EOSP, agricultural input list form, supporting documents which proves that those inputs are in compliance to the organic standard should be prepared. So the inputs listed on this list, the agricultural input list, must be prepared. So we'll talk about this later. Okay. So next one, we're about completing the application form here. This is the application form. So for the form, it's not for the processor or the handler. There's another form for the handler and the processor. So this one is just about for farm. So this is all about farm. So firstly, the applicant information here. I am applying as an individual or the corporation or the group. So if it's not a group, you'll be here either individual or the corporation. So please check or check here. Okay, name, the group name, company name or farm name should be here, like Danny's farm or something. The number of the producer, you have to put here just number 1. If you put here number 2 or number 3, that means the group. If you check here the group, you have to put here number 10 or comprised of the 10 producers. Okay, it should be always 1. the name of the representative. The firm name and the representative name is very important because this name will be displayed on your certificate, and then this name should be on your or on your the shipping or some other management documents. So please put here the representative's name, and the business register number or the representative's date of birth. This one is very important because Korean computerized system, organic certification computerized system will ask you to put here the representative's date of birth or the business registration number. But most of the firms don't have the business registration number, but the representative, the date of birth. Please put here representative's date of birth. So this is Korean style, year, month, date. Please put the dates in this method. Address, please address here. Address is very important. So address will be displayed on your certificate. So you have to put here your full address with the country name and zip code. Everything should be here. And phone number, please put the phone number here. Okay, application details. Application type is mostly this is farm. So you have to check here always. This is not for the livestock, or this is not for the non-pesticide agriculture produce or something, and this is not for the non-antibiotic livestock products. So always should be here. Organic agricultural product, organic forest product. Application type depends on your application. If it's a new, please check here new. If it's a renewal, please check here renewal. Extension certification. Okay, I'll talk about this later. Location of the operation, it could be same address here, but location of operation, this is talking about the address. You have to put here the address for the field. This address for the applicant, house number, house address, and this address is about the field. So field address should be here. The full address, please provide the full address here. The area, so total applying the area, so you can see here the notes. This area should be matched with the actual organic production area in this colonial field chart. So this actual organic production area, this number should be equal to this number, this area number. So this area will be displayed on your certificate as well. That's why this number should be correspond with the number here, the actual organic production area. Okay. And the items, you have to specify all the items that you want to apply for the Korean certification, like blueberry or some other banana. You have to specify all the names here. Okay, the date, you have to put here date, your application date, and the applicant name will be here. So for your information, if you put here your name, like Danny, and as you can see here, Danny name will be appearing on here. So you don't need to put here again the other data. So we make this to make it more consistency. Okay, group name. Okay, Danny's farm. Danny farm. Address is like a Korea. So if you put here your farm name, your representative name, and your address, all this information will be used here. Danny farm, the address Korea, representative's name is Danny, birthday, everything is here. So this cells will get the information from this form, so you don't need to copy and paste it again and then again. So this will be very helpful to you to complete all this form. Okay. And then please print out these pages, or if you have your electronic signature, please put your electronic signature on here. I paste it here, or just print out and then have a signature and then scan it again and send us by email. But we prefer to have your electronic signature here. Okay. And then you have to I have signed here this again for your personal information here and here. This means that you agree to put your information to the Korean computerized system, because everything's are organized by computer in Korea. So this information will be entered to the Korean computerized system. So without your consent, you will not be able to put your information onto the Korean computerized system. I hope that you have a signature here. Okay, next one is we are going to see the organ system plan. This is very long system plan. Maybe some sections are not applies to you, but some sections are very important to you. So I'm going to explain briefly which is very important, which is not important. Okay, so if you fill out the application form first, your information will be appearing here, so you don't need to redo again. So please check here if you're incorporate here or here either. Okay, it's not a big deal. I check here or here. Okay, next is the group application. Of course, you're not applied as a group, so yes, please you have to check no here. The organic manager, this is very important. This could be different with the representatives, especially this person is about the person who take over all the responsibility to comply to the organic standard. So the manager's name should be here, and the phone number should be email address here. So we will contact to this person. This circuit will contact to this person regarding about their certification status, certification requirement. Okay, this information is very important for us to know. Okay, application type is a new or renewal or the expiration certification cessation, expiration extension. There's something happened here. Expiration extension. Certification cessation. So in most of the cases, you will be applicable here, new or the renewal, not here or here. Okay, certification type is organic agriculture first product. You have to check here. Now please don't check or here, always should be here. Okay, and then this is about the Korean organic standards, so please don't put any checkbox here. It's not important. It's not applies to the foreign operators. Okay, certification history. If you are able, if this is first time, then you have to check here no. If there is yes among this column, you have to add. You have to provide some explanation on here. But if it's like a renewal application, you have to check here yes. Have you been granted KOS certification in the past? Of course, yes, because this is a renewal. This is the second time. But first time, you have to check here no. And this is very simple. But if you if you have been subject to the Korea Organic Standard certification cancellation, has your KOS certification labeling been removed from or suspended? If you have this happen, you have to check that on here or here. Okay, so you have to make sure this before you're applying the Korean certification, whether you have been certified or not, and then you had been whether you had been subjected to the KOS certification cancellation or the suspended. Okay, but in most of the cases, yes, no, or no. This is very important to know that. Okay, next let's go. Application details. Complete and chart below regarding the crop field to be certified. Okay, but if you since we have additional form, we'll skip this. 3 years sheet 4, you have to check sheet 4, you have to complete this, but we're going to talk about this later. Complete chart below regarding to the items to be certified. Item, you have to specify here the item, banana. And field area should be corresponded with all the area here. This area should be here. Annual estimated annual production. This is very important. The inspectors will be checking this estimated annual production based on your production capacity, the area. So this is very important. Like 5 tons of production per hectare per year. Okay, this like 5 tons, for example, hectare. Yeah, this one will be enough. We will have an idea how much will be harvested in a year. Okay, previous year production. This one is very important. For the first time, you don't need to put here the number because it's for the first time. But second time, you have to put here the exact number of the previous year production. So this number must be accurate for the second year, the renewal application. But for this is the annual production. This is estimated. So this one will not. May not be accurate, but this number should be accurate. Okay, you have to specify here all the product item names that you want to apply for Korea certification, and then the total area for the items. Okay, next one is the certification period. The item, same item, banana should be here. Then planting dates. If you don't know exact date, just put the approximate dates or the plant date, or just month. This will be enough. A harvest period. This is very important. So if it's like October. So inspection. This is very important. This is very sensitive. So this, if this as like October, this application should be made in like June or July, because 2 or 3 months prior to the harvest, this application should be made so that the inspection will be take place 1 or 2 months prior to before the harvest, because the Korean standard require for the inspection to be placed during the crop period, when the crops are exist on the field. After harvesting, the inspection will not accept it. The inspection will not be valid if it's done after harvesting. So the harvest period is very important. We'll just identify whether the inspection is had performed before harvest or not. This is very important for us. So harvest period, you have to put here the exact harvested period. And the sales period, as harvested. Yeah, it's not important. This is not a big deal. Just put your as needed. That would be a good answer. Okay. The management record, the management control, submit all the management related documents from the last 2 years. For the farm, it's required to the Korean standard that the farming management record must be kept for 2 years on the farm, and then it should be submitted with this application form. Submit all the management related documents from the last 2 years. This one must be submitted. So you have to check here. This is very important. You have to check submitted. If you're not submitted, this worker will ask you to submit again until the completing all the requirements. So if you're not check you're not submitted, then you have to provide some reason why it's not provided. There are some cases because it's in computer. It's hard to if you have some reason, you have to put that reason here. Okay, but after you check here the submitted. So even if you're not submitted all the documents, but you have to check here submitted. Because without submitting this management related documents, inspector will not go or not be able to go for the on-site inspection. Okay, so even if you're not submitted, but you have to check here. Remember, even if you're not submitted, but you have to check here the submitted. So management related documents are here. All these records should be kept on farm. This is the regulation. Okay, complete chart below the regarding to the purchase and use of the stock of the synthetic pesticide. This is not applied to the organic thing, not used. Currently, is not used. Crop, field, water, and seed. This is talking about. This is about heavy metal test report. Heavy metal test. Heavy metal contamination of the soil. So, are there any sources of contamination nearby, such as metal mines or the waste landfills? No, you have to check here. No. If you have to check here, yes, you have to give some explanation here. How it's how the contaminations are controlled. So in many cases, in most of the cases, it will be checked here. Okay, have you carried out the soil nutrition fact test on crop field in the last 2 years? So because Korean, as I explained earlier, Korean standard required to do the regular soil testing of the soil nutrition. So you should have, at least you should have one test report, soil nutrient test report, which had been done in the last 2 years. You have to check here, yes. If no, then you have to have some answers. You have to give some answers on here, and this is very critical. We'll not be able to issue a certificate because of this. So you remember that it should be checked yes, and then you should, if you don't have currently, if you don't have any test result, if the testing have not been done for the past 2 years, you have to take a sample and then you send it to the laboratory to get this soil nutrient effect analysis. This is very important. Okay, then if the soil test result finds that the soil fertility is below the optimal level or there is something like that. Okay, this one is give the brief explanation on this box, we use the allowed materials, or we do the soil fertility management by the crop rotation. We just incorporate crop residue. All this way is to managing the soil fertility. So all this action should be here. Like a soil accumulation of salt is not the big deal on the. This one is very serious problem in Korea, domestic, but mostly this soil accumulation, it caused by the animal manure, because the Korean farmers, organic farmers, are using too much of the animal manure. That's why it caused by the animal manure. The accumulation of salt is a very serious problem in Korea, but in most of the cases, this one is not applied to the foreign operators. Just give some brief explanation on the soil fertility program. Okay, next one. Let's go to the last time the chemical fertilizer. This is about the chemical fertilizer. You should not put anything here. Okay, what type of the water is used for the farming? Please check rainwater or tap water, the underground water. If you use the rainwater and tap underground water together, and please put 2 here. If available, please submit the agricultural water test result carried out in the last 5 years. Okay, if you check here the underground water, then you should submit the test result for the water. Okay, this is very critical. If you don't have agriculture water tested, it cost for the major non-compliant to the Korean standards. So soil nutrition fact analysis and this water test result is the very important test result for the Korean organic standard. Okay, next one is the okay. This is not applies. This is not applies. And have you used the seed label as genetically modified? You should not check the yes. No. It should be no. If there any risk that the contamination lot will be contaminated with pesticide and due to the factors such as the existence of the pesticide control area near the crop field. This talk of the risk assessment. If there are any risk source, risk area surrounding your farm, you have to identify here. If yes, you have to provide here in field 1. There's some orchard, conventional orchard. Then the buffer area is like 20 feet, or there's a windbreaker to prevent some drift or the contamination from other source, other field, other drain field. All this necessary measures should be written here. And then during the inspection, we'll check this area, whether it's enough to prevent this contamination from other source or not. Okay, cultivation method. Because no time, we'll just skip some not important things. Cultivation method, the synthetic pesticide, or this talking about synthetic pesticide or synthetic fertilizer, because this form is used for the low chemical or non-chemical certification in Korea. So this one is always not used, not applies to the organic, because organic is not allowed to use the synthetic pesticide or the chemical fertilizer, and it not applies. This one is not applies. Please write your weed management plan. Like mechanical plan or mechanical way of planning, or like a disking hoe or some other means to manage your weed, the weed problem on the field. Please write simply some information here. The pest and disease management plan. Just simply write here the management plan for the pest and disease. And please write the management plan for the supply nutrition to crop. There are many ways to managing soil nutrition and the crops. Incorporate crop residues into the soil. That would be a good way to managing the soil nutrition. And the crop rotation. Use of the allowed material, allowed compost. All those things should be written here. And then this one should be proved by your record. So or the actual activities that you do on your farm, please write here. Okay, G is not G section is not applies to. Oh no, it applies to you, but we're gonna use this sheet number 5. Number 5 is here. So all the input materials that you're using on your farm have to be listed here. So each ingredient, the compost and pest control, and then if it's fertilizer, put fertilizer. If it is control method, this is control inputs, and put it this is control, and the product name, main ingredient, the composition have to specify here. Like animal manure, chicken manure, is a compost, chicken manure or the animal cow manure. A source on farm or the out sourced. A source have to put here the seller, the provider, supplier. His name should be here. Direction for use. This is like air spray or the ground application, and then liquid or something. If it's a solid, it could be a ground application. But if it's a liquid, it could be spray by the sprayer or the air spray something. Frequency and amount is the once a year, and then 1 liters per hectare or something like that. Field number applied. Specify a field number applied here. So this is all about here, or we're going to apply here. Okay, we'll talk this. We're gonna talk this later. Okay, H. Describe your crop rotation plan and details on its implementation until now. So, just briefly here, because it's Korean standard asking for the vegetation, legumes and graminea, and the deep rooted crops that should be rotated. So this one should be identified on here, the current year, 3 years field history. So every year or once every 2 years the crop should be rotated. So you have to specify or detail what crops were on the 2015, what crops were on 2014, what crops were on 2013. Field address and number area should be same as the here current year future. This will be same. Okay, so the crop rotation should be proved by the 3 years field history. Complete the chart below if you have used the compost made from the livestock excrement. Please relate the documents if necessary. Okay, if you use the compost made by yourself or made on farm, and if it's used the animal compost, the animal manure, you have to check here the used and name of the compost, like a cow manure, amount of use, and then source where you got this. If it's a produce on farm, the on farm, and if it's certified organic, check here organic. But if not certified, unconventional and antibiotics. So it depends on this section. If it's conventional, and if there's some animal manure here, and then if it's a conventional, then the antibiotic test and heavy metal test is required by the standard. Yeah, for this for this conventional animal manure. Okay, if you don't understand, if you have a problem, if you're not clear on this, ask me later. Send me email. Okay. The product quality control. If it's just harvested from the farm and it goes or it's shipped in bulk, then it's easy. Shipping without packaging, shipping without storing, shipping without cleaning, shipping without drying, shipping any other work. It's just very simple here on farm. But if it's just case, if the final products are packaged, then you have to check here shipping after packaging. If it's shipping, if it goes to storage after the harvest, you have to check here this after storing. So if the products are shipping after cleaning, you have to check here after cleaning. After cleaning means this is talking about the wet cleaning. So if it's cleaned by some water and with some detergent or the sanitizer, you have to specify all the information here. And then if it's done by the subcontractor, consignee, you have to give some information here. If the cleaning is done by the consignee or the subcontractor, you have to specify the name of the consignee. After drying, you have to check here after drying if the products are shipping after drying. So these are all talking about the post-harvest management. Post-harvest, what is the process? What is the general process until the shipping? So this one must be specified here. The complete chart below, if all or part of the handling process is subcontracted or another entity. This is consignee about here. So subcontractor, okay, like a cleaning, like a Danny farm, and subcontracted process is the cleaning. Phone number here, address here. If it's certified, please put the certification number here. If not certified, please check the not certified. So if you have any contract subcontractor here, then you have to check the contract submitted. You have to submit the contract between you and your subcontractor. If if the contract is not submitted, then you have to state the reason here, and then check here not submitted. If you don't have any subcontractors, please check here, not applicable. Okay, let's go. This agriculture input list. Complete chart below if material used in the post-harvest handling process. This is about something about here, the cleaning. If something is used during the cleaning process, some detergent or the sanitizers, and that the material should be added onto this agriculture input list. Yeah, this one is about that. So if there is a cleaners or the detergent, that should be listed here. Okay, next one is go to the submit the sample, picture photo of the certified packaging label that you are currently using or the plan to use. This is very important. Now, for the first time, you may not have the sample labeling plan, so you have to have the sample labeling plan before you use onto the product. Then it should be submitted to the DCOK for approval. DCOK will approve your product sample. So this one will be checked by the inspector during audit. Describe your management plan for preventing certified products from being mixed with the conventional product during storage, transport, packaging, and other process. This is all about the post-harvest management. If the certified crops are storing in a storage, and if there is some conventional same variety, or the same crops are storing with the organic crops in the same storage, and then if there is we use the like a clear labeling or different colors of labeling, or we use the only dedicated organic, the storage only for dedicated organic, or use only separate silos only for the dedicated organic. That will be a good answer here. You have to specify specific information here. Okay. Other, this one will not comply. It did not apply to. This is all about the hydronic system, sprout or something. This not applies. This is not applies. This also not applies. This is talking about the parallel production. So if you grow only organic on your farm, please check here, not applicable. But if you grow some the conventional crops with the organic crops, for example, for instance, organic blueberries and non-organic blueberries, if you grow for both on your farm, you have to check here. You have to specify here all the items and then location of production, circulating area, estimated production, seller. All the conventional, the information for the conventional product should be specified here. This is very complicated, so I not recommend you to do the parallel production. But if you grow organic blueberries and also you grow organic bananas and conventional bananas, that's not the parallel production, because the product visually distinguishable. It has no any cross contamination and cross commingling. So in this case, it's not considered as the parallel production. So if it's the case, please just simply check here, not applicable. That's it. The provide sample. This is all about the parallel production, so it not applies because we check here, not applicable. And submitted document evidence. This is very important. So see documents, submitted document list. This is about here the 2-1 submitted docs. Okay, we'll talk about this later. The applicant until name here. If this OSP is written by the applicant, then please enter the name here, then check here. But if it's written by the organic manager, but it's not the applicant, then please check here, and the proxy name here, date of birth, address, phone number, affiliation here. The dates will be coming with the same dates of the application form here. Then the name is already here because the contents were got from here. Okay, signature or seal. Let's have your signature here. So we did the OSP, the long one. If you know, if you have some idea what's the Korean standard, what's required to the Korean standard, on the Korean standard, you will see, you will have an idea how to complete this. Okay, we'll stop. We'll have a 5-minute break here, and then we'll go again to the submitted documents and then rest of the forms. Okay, thank you.